Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our morning edition of Big Brother 22 All-Stars live feed spoilers. Coco Vanderwolf is here. We're all here. We're ready to go here after an evening where we thought that the Power of Veto competition was going to be over at like any given moment, and it took forever.
Forever. We were done watching Power last night and it still wasn't done.
I don't know if it was like, I'm getting OTEV clues, and they were like going at like that pace during this competition.
I don't know. It was long.
It was long, but we have the winner. We have the ramifications. People continue to be big mad over the events of certain house guest decisions, which I kind of just find funny.
Ridiculous. Lots of people being hypocrites.
We need whatever entertainment we can at this point. That is the sort of season that we are in.
Yep.
But before we get into anything here, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you do want to support us more, check those links to the store and also our Patreon.
Okay, so the winner of the veto is Cody. So that's where we are, guys.
Yeah, we'll just rip off that Band-Aid right now.
Yeah, so with Cody winning, he's very likely not going to change the nominations, and we already know that he wants out Kevin.
Yeah, and for those of you, because there were a couple of questions of people who are maybe new fans and aren't familiar with OTEV, it's basically a competition where some big structure, whether it is like some giant clam or Dr. Will in a theater mask, reads off clues and people have to go into this like bog and find the right information and bring it back to OTEV. It's physical, it's demanding, it's usually kind of fun because somebody usually wipes out or there's always like something embarrassing that happens during it.
OTEV is also veto backwards.
There you go. And another fun fact, the OTEV winner to date has never won Big Brother. It is a curse, the OTEV curse. Will it hit Cody this time around?
Well, if they don't get him out, he's probably going to win. So who knows? We'll see if anyone's, we're at this point that no one is really willing to take a shot at him.
No, they're all willing to sort of do his bidding, which is all completely and totally ridiculous. The only thing that's more ridiculous than this, and this is something that Hamster Watching posted overnight, and I agree with it a lot, is that New School Big Brother, there's a lot of mentality of people thinking that this is a team sport, and that they're like, oh, we gotta go and help the team, the committee is our team. It's like, let's say Cody wins the grand prize. Cody ain't giving you that money. Like, you guys aren't winning anything. All you're gonna get is, like, ridicule from people on Twitter for making it a boring season.
Oh, for sure. And, I mean, we know that also a little bit just with Memphis, who is an old school player, who's playing with the new school people are like, yeah, we're a team. And he's just like, no, you guys do my bidding for me. I'm the HOH. You do what I say. And then next week we'll play the way you want.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple of people within the committee who seem to be cognizant of this, and they're just sort of using this to puppet these other people that are just kind of like, go team, rah-rah team, and maybe they wouldn't be like that if they were in power, but it's just, we just don't know. But what we know is this. There's so much more fallout regarding David's decision to get $10,000 than there is anything associated with the veto itself at the moment.
People are really upset about this, which is kind of crazy because this is a game for money. Everybody is there to win money. And we just had an HOH that we still haven't seen yet on the show where it sounds like Tyler won money and nobody was upset about that. He won like $5,000. Everybody's fine. It's fine. No problem. David wins $10,000. Oh no, how dare you, the integrity of the game. How dare you take that money while you're on the block. Listen, David, I love you, but
yes,
you're not winning the game. And I feel like
yes.
I feel like David knows he's not winning the game. He's in a position where he's on the outside. He's been on the outside of this alliance since the beginning. He knows that it's basically, especially after last week, it was like him, Davon, Kevin. Now it's him and Kevin. He knows that he is going to go right out the door right after Kevin. So if this is his opportunity to get some money, then he's going to just get the money. And he should. This is a game for money. But everybody's so mad about it.
It's a complicated thing because it's sort of like, yeah, the the person in me who wants to see competitiveness, it is like, okay, yeah, it would be fun to see David go a little bit longer in the comp and see what happens. But you know what? I'm never going to get mad at someone or fault them for taking $10,000 because that is a lot of money. And we've sort of seen this already. And I hate that it's this way, but it's clearly this way. These people don't respect David. Like, no. I think that's been abundantly clear at this point. Unless David won either HOH or Veto for pretty much every week the rest of the season and got rid of all these big players along the way, he is going to have to morph into Dan Giesling meets Dr. Will meets every other great Big Brother player ever for them to even consider giving him the money at the end of all of this.
Yeah, David isn't winning this game. It hurts my heart to say
this,
but he's not winning this game. So him going for the veto, I understand why he made this decision. So everybody's extremely mad at him for this. They're all being hypocrites because they were not mad at Tyler or anybody else that has taken money throughout this game, just him. And so he's stuck in this weird position now where he has said that he's talking about or considering giving this money to charity, and it has not changed anybody's mind. Everybody is still pissed off.
They're just all so big mad about this. And I think a lot of it ultimately is, I don't think it matters if David said he was giving it to any cause or any charity in their head, even though that should very much be important because it should alter their thinking significantly. There's life beyond Big Brother. There's life beyond yourself.
Yes.
I just think they are mostly upset that David does not want to be controlled. And I think that is the same thing that Cody was mad at Kevin at when Kevin really went at him before nominations. It's that people like Cody within this game, they thrive within this environment where everyone does exactly what he wants.
Yeah, he expects people to fall in line, even if they're not working with him. And which is a really kind of crazy mentality to have, but his group, his committee, his Blob Alliance have given him that power and continue to, because last week, he kind of told Danny, listen, you know, we're going to get rid of Davon. I know you're not happy about it, but that's what's going to happen. Next time around, we'll do something that you need. And now we're in this position where she wants something, and he's like, nah, you know, whatever. It's just, we'll throw that under the rug. We're not actually going to give you what you need. And she's just like, okay. What? Why? Push him on this. It's the HOH. He can't vote.
Yeah, it's great. You can go and rant to Nicole about it. That's fine, Danny. But it just feels like, in general, Cody, he's just, because he gets everything that he wants the majority of the time, like, I think that is why he acts so sour in the event moment that he doesn't, because honestly, he's just not used to not getting what he wants, because he gets what he wants almost constantly within this game.
Yeah, and Danny wants out David, and Cody's not really looking at that. And I understand it from both of their perspectives. He did tell her, we will do what you need next time. Now she's like, get out David. He's like, why are you talking about? But he needs to get out Kevin. Kevin has basically said straight to his face that he's the target, he's the problem. Kevin's got to go.
Yeah, none of this changes the target. Kevin has basically, it feels personal now with Cody and Kevin. Cody's even
it feels like it's personal.
Yeah, like at this point, I even talked about the metaphor of Cody bringing up of Kevin bringing up the giant protein laced like cookie saying I'm sorry. And even if that happened, Cody's basically, he did not come up with the cookie part of it, I'm sorry, but he was like, even if Kevin apologizes, I'm still going after Kevin. Nothing has changed with any of that.
No, there's not enough time to smooth something like this out. Kevin's been talking behind Cody's back about him for weeks now. And Cody has known about it. So this isn't anything that's new to Cody. There's nothing that Kevin can really do to walk this back. He has made this bed. He is stuck in this bed. We are going to lose Kevin.
My favorite part of the aftermath of this competition is Christmas being ridiculous and just losing her you-know-what. She was mad before the competition because she didn't get to play. I will sympathize in this sense that OTEV is a really fun competition. I would want to play in it too, but guess what? Life is not fair, Christmas. You don't get to play in every competition you want. But then she's like so turned up. It's like when she heard that David wanted to give money to a cause that's important to him, especially in the time in which we are in the world right now, she was like, is he pulling a Frankie? Which, it's like, I get Frankie said some stuff about charity and everything else, but it's you don't conjure up the name Frankie Grande, please. We've had a nice period of time where we haven't mentioned him or anything associated with him.
Yeah, you can't compare Frankie and David. This is not the same.
No, it is not the same for so many different reasons, whether it be specific cause, whether it be Frankie's just whole, like, whatever his persona seems to be. They're different people, and Christmas is even, like, talking to David, and she's, like, super condescending to him, and he's talking about what he wants to do or whatever, and, like, her argument is, but you're a CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Like, how many... this should be a new drinking game. Drink every time Christmas says something ridiculous related to CrossFit within the game.
Listen, I'm not here defending Christmas, but I do understand the idea of thinking that it's a possibility that David is saying he's going to give this to charity to get out of people being mad at him. Because who gets mad at somebody who's like, I'm going to give my money away to charity? How dare you? How dare you? So, I mean, this is where we are, where you're going to have Christmas kind of wondering, like, yeah, is this for real? Or is it because everybody's so mad at you?
People, that is a thing. People want to project whatever they want to onto you. And if they want to sort of project that, okay, David's doing this because we're mad or whatever else, then they're going to do that, and that's fine. Like, it's just ultimately, it's all ridiculous. Guess what? David wasn't going to go this week. I think if Kevin, who was the actual target, went and took the money, we'd be having a very different conversation right now.
Yeah, I also think that one of the things that the house is probably doing is just trying to ensure that David stays the target. Because there has been talk, obviously, about him maybe sticking around a little bit longer to Final Six because people know that they can beat him. So continuing to sort of push this, oh, he took this $10,000, he was on the block, make sure you remember this.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that because people like Danny in particular, who really is just becoming obsessed with this idea about trying to get David out at this point, even though no one really wants to listen to her right now. But, the triple eviction is coming up. We know this. They're assuming a double is coming up at some point soon. But, she and Nicole are talking, and it's like David and Tyler, those are the next sort of people. And just the thing in my head that's so crazy about hearing that is it's just like, you guys are seriously worried about David more than Tyler, that David is the person you're gonna waste the double eviction potentially on David.
Yeah, the only thing I can really think of is just that he is a bit of a wild card. Even with this, he's on the block and he takes $10,000 instead of a veto. And I don't think that he took this because he's so comfortable in the house. He's like, for sure, I'm not going home. I think, and this is just my theory, that he is like, okay, I was told I wasn't the target. Yeah, that's something, but I know I'm not winning this game, and here's $10,000. So if I'm going to go up every week, I'm leaving this house with money.
Yeah, I think ultimately that is a big part of it. The thing is that we've all had our jokes about David and the clown car and all this other stuff, but David is, I think he's intuitive enough to realize where his position is in the house, and I think he understands what good he can do with $10,000, and I think ultimately that is more than fine with him.
And nobody's talking about Enzo. Nobody. He is not part of this alliance. Nobody is targeting him.
Yeah, and he did well in the comp, too. Like, he was apparently not that far off from winning, but then afterwards, there you go. You pat yourself on the back for your Enzo.
That's right, winner's pick.
And Tyler was, like, trying to make Enzo feel better afterwards. It was reminding him about the OTEV curse, because Tyler's very familiar with the OTEV curse at this point.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, yo, that makes me feel so much better, yo. That's it. I'm all right. It is what it is, yo. Like, Enzo is more than fine. I'll throw something at you here about Kevin. If there is anything Kevin can do, and I don't know if he's going to do this, Name your target. Like, I'm going to bring a Big Brother Canada reference into this. I know not everybody has seen it, but there's a player named Godfrey who had this really memorable time on the block with someone else named Jordan. Crazy stuff happened. But one of the things that Godfrey did was he looked at the HOH, the person in power was just like, you know, I want your blood on these hands. It's like, he named his target. Kevin, name Cody as your target. Really show I can be someone you can weaponize. I will go after Cody. He's my target. If you guys don't want to do it, I will. That, to me, is the only thing Kevin may have a chance of doing.
In another season, I think that something like that could work. But if everybody votes then to keep him, then Cody knows that everybody's after him, and that's a problem. And this is just such a scared season. I don't really know another word to use. It is so scared. Everybody's so terrified that even Cody can go back on his word to Danny when Danny's like, hey, you know, so last week, you know, I let you do this with Davon, and now this week it's time for you to do me a solid, and David's got to go. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, no problem. Let's just back out the room here. Like, what is happening? Everybody's so scared. So I think if Kevin stood up and said something like that, it'd be wildly entertaining for all of us, but it's not going to do, no one's going to look at that and be like, that is very interesting.
Just do something for us at this point, Kevin. I feel like we deserve this. Production, I think, probably feels like they deserve it. I think the zing towards Kevin is cognizant that I don't think they've been particularly happy.
And I think the people in the house even know that this is a dry season to watch.
It's true. We need a little bit of drama that's not just Christmas saying, but you're a CrossFitter. Like, we need something else. We'll see what happens today. But
he's a CrossFitter with $10,000 Christmas. That's what's happening.
That is true. Okay, I'm not going to laugh at that. All right, well, let us know what you think about Cody winning the veto. I have a feeling I know what a lot of you think about it. I think our feelings are probably similar, but share in the comments, and if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, support us further. Check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.